What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NBA show. If you want to check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. We move on. 8 p.m. Eastern. Phoenix Suns at Chicago Bulls. 20-11 are the Suns. 9-5 on the road at the Bulls. 15, 16, 7, 9 at home. United Center in Chicago, Illinois. And I've had the pleasure of watching basketball there at the United Center, and I just can't wait till I can start traveling across the border and doing that some more. Let's see what we are dealing with. Phoenix opening up as 5-point favorites. It's moved to 5.5. I got scared because, we use these licensed legal books, and I said Fox Bet's already moved it to 6. And I probably should have taken this bet at 5. I was a little focused on NHL, and I'll pay the consequences of that. But I also wanted to hear what Wham thought about this spot. Suns pace last 5, 18th in the NBA at 98.9 possessions a game. Bulls pace last 5, 17th at 99.33 possessions a game. And when I look at those numbers, I'm still shocked. I mean, to think that the pace has slowed that much in the NBA, it really has. Compare that to last year, early in the season. The teams of the 17th and 18th pace would have had at least 5 more possessions a game than these two teams have. After 3 blowout victories, the Suns were stopped on Wednesday night in a surprise 124-121 loss at home versus Charlotte. It was just the Suns' second loss in the last 11 games. Booker named to his second straight All-Star team after an injury replacement for the Lakers forward Anthony Davis. Booker finished with 33 points on 13 and 24 shooting. Chris Paul made the All-Star team for an 11th time, 20 points, 10 assists, 8 boards. The Bulls have won 3 straight and 5 of 6. I cashed on the Bulls on our last show, and I was very fortunate to do it. And they didn't look very good. It was confusing, befuddling. They shoot 59% from the field. They have 7 players scoring double figures. Well, how is that not an easy victory against one of the worst teams in the league? And that really concerns me. And if Rubio didn't hit those 3 foul shots, I knew I needed overtime to get it.
Right.
LaVine, though, all-star for the first time, 35 points, goes 14 and 21 from the field. Kobe White, 20 points. Wendell Carter Jr., 17 and 10. Laurie Marketing not coming back until after the all-star break. So my first thought, Wham, was, Suns are playing such good basketball. Should probably bet them. But then I thought all the public's going to be on them, and we know how that works. And then I also saw this total at 228.5, and I looked closely at the pace of these two teams, and then I thought the whole key will be to keep LaVine out of rhythm. And who better at that than Chris Paul? And that led me to start thinking about the under. So I want you to bang this out for us. I'm very curious to hear breakdown Suns Bulls.
That is so interesting that you say that about the under, because both of these teams in the last 3 games, they're ranked in the top 3 in opponents' 3-point percentage. And both of these guys in the last 3 games been shooting over 40% from 3, 46% for to be exact for the Suns, 42% for the Bulls. I would definitely agree there. I would lean to the Suns, though, because, obviously everybody's going to be on it. But I just say that they're going to take care of the ball a little bit more. Their assist to turnover ratio in the last 3 games is a point and 1.1 more than the Chicago Bulls. I'm just looking at this team is a little bit more different, but I would say that the defense for the Bulls do seem like they're more fearful than the defense for the Suns. I see, as far as Wendell Carter coming back, it seems like their paint defense is a lot better. And that definitely would go a long way with all these guys breaking down the threes. These guys trying to go in, do these lobs or do these floaters. Having a tall, lanky guy like that is definitely showing to help them. So I would definitely lean towards the Suns here. And that under is very interesting here. You said the number is 220?
228.5. 228.5, there's been no movement at all. I just thought of it from the Suns' perspective. That LaVine is just on a really impressive run right now. And what does Chris Paul do when an opposing guard's on a run like that? Get him out of his rhythm. But take it away. Continue with what you were about to say.
No, I was just thinking about that under, man. The last 2 meetings went under. I think that you're right onto something just because of these teams as well. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say that the Phoenix is a big under team, and the this team in the Kings. I'm sorry, the Chicago. Their pace is low. You said right. You said their pace has been low as of late.
Suns pace last five 18th. Bulls pace 17th. They're very similar. They're within a half possession of each other. Both under 100 possessions a game. 98.9 for the Suns, 99.3 for the Bulls. The thing is that the Bulls have been shooting so nice.
But that's what I'm saying. They're both playing defense on the perimeter as well. They're holding the opponents to under 30 or 30% at the three. So that definitely leans towards this under. I'm thinking about adding that on there as well. What you think? You think that may continue to get bet down though, right? I think that might be the
We've
consensus
got
there as
no
well.
sign right now from the books at this point whether or not that it's going to go up or down. No sign. Let me just see if I can get something here.
That's interesting. I
No.
didn't even think about that totals perspective because when I was capping this game, I was so strung out on the side.
And then my feeling would be if I was going to take a total, I would prefer a first half under. Because if one team gets a lead, I know these teams are capable of playing high octane offense. And if needed, it could be a 3-point barrage late. What do you think of that idea of taking the first half under rather than the full game?
That makes sense as well. I believe the Suns are 7-9 towards the under. Oh, my apologies. They're 5-8-1 towards the under in the first half. So that does make sense for them to continue that trend. I think that's a good spot. I know for sure that the Suns have the advantage in the first half. As far as if you were looking to bet the side, they're 20-10 in the first half. Obviously, it's because they were winning when they're losing, but now they're losing whatever. And they have been winning in the first half the last seven of the last 10 games. So they have been covering the first half as well. So that's why I would lean towards them a little bit more. But I understand that under, man, that under in the first half as well. Because if you think about it, man, it's going to only get cut for whatever the line is. If it's at two, it's got to be at 210, 210 and a half, 211, maybe.
Sorry, I was thinking again about moving on the Suns first half. It's not available for me. The first half total is what you were asking?
Yeah, you think that would be at like
It's 112.
111 or something like that?
112.
112. That makes sense, man.
Yeah, it does.
56 has to go over. You have to go over 56. I could see this Chicago team only scoring like 42 points.
I don't want to be on the Suns full game, I think, anymore, just because I just can imagine a situation where 90% of the money's on them.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, the first half, it seems like that was the play that I was going to be leaning towards anyway.
That
I think
makes
the
sense
two
to
and a
me.
half.
I think that's what I'm going to lean towards. It's not available for me yet, but I'm gonna hesitate, and hesitating here is going to cost me because we know money's
What's the
coming.
available at FanDuel or MGM for the first half?
Good question. Let's see right now. The Suns and FanDuel's already moved it to 6. The Suns' first half is 3.5 minus 108. I bet you I could
Wow,
beat that though. I bet you I could beat
wow,
that. Let's see if I
for
can here.
sure. Because I mean, I know we can't use Bovada, but they got it at 2.5, bro. I have to hop on that one,
Let's
bro.
see here. I bet you I can beat that here. Let's see what Fox bet. Fox bet. Are they gonna put up a first half for me?
Y'all got to understand that this is really organic. We really trying to just make sure we do everything right, dot our I's, cross our T's, just get it right, man. This is one
Okay.
of the best things about capping with you, bro, that I want everybody to know. Is just it's always right because we get the right number, bro.
Well, yeah, 2.5 at BetMGM, but it'll cost you minus 120.
You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
All right, Suns first half minus 2.5 at minus 120. Shit, now that's gonna be in my head when that number is available for me to bet, knowing that you got a minus or you got a 2.5. Okay, very interesting breakdown. Very interesting breakdown. man, I wish that this card didn't end, but it ends here, and this is the game that Wham has chosen. I'm happy you did.